with one single word: naive. A girl born in a small town called Ilaw, a town of roughly 10,000 people, adorned with rolling hills, green lustrous tea gardens, and evergreen pine trees. My house is by the road, together with other houses, lined up as if it was a fence made up of houses. To me, a whole neighborhood was simply one big house made of laughter and love and innocence. We didn't have electricity, but one person had an automobile battery-powered TV on which he watched religious programs. On Sunday mornings, you could see snippets of every kid on the block at his main door. This was a small community where every resident knew every other person living there. After 10th grade, I was sent to a boarding school in Kathmandu, the capital city of Nepal. I was very excited to see and experience a new city, a big city. But sadly for me, it turned out to be only a little better version of a prison. It was a girls-only boarding school. Housing and school buildings were enclosed within a single wall here. I spent 2 years counting days. During this time, the wind of a communist revolution started to blow. By the time I got out of school, revolutionary fever was at a high pitch. Suddenly, 22 members of the royal family were shot dead in their own dining room. Overnight, a whole nation was gripped with fear and uncertainty. Shootouts between the army and communist guerrilla fighters were the new norm. Boys were sent abroad for further studies, the main purpose of which was to save them from being engulfed in the current state of affairs. My brother was sent to London. Suddenly, this opened my eyes. Wow, maybe I can go too. I broached the matter with my parents. My dad went ballistic.
Are you out of your mind? What do you know out of anything outside the walls of this house, let alone outside the country? You have been taken care of your whole life. This idea of yours is impossible to even fathom.
Surprisingly, however, my mother said,
if you want to go abroad to America, you must.
So, I stopped eating and drinking, and eventually, my dad gave in. I applied to various universities, one of which was Oklahoma State University. I had no knowledge about the place, except that the cost of living seemed cheap compared to other places. So after 6 months, I landed in Oklahoma. 13 years have passed. Currently, I am trying to complete my PhD here at Memorial Sloan Kettering. Last summer, I dyed my hair a lighter shade. Before I visited Nepal, my mom asked me to dye my hair back to black. She was worried what people might think of me. I said, I don't care. I'm going to do what makes me happy. This individualistic streak shocked my mom. She was aghast.
You are putting your own happiness above the good name of our family.
Maybe I have now read too much Thomas Paine and Thomas Jefferson. Personal freedom feels like a birthright to me. But friends and relatives seem to think I've grown selfish. During my struggle with brain tumor, I believed in science and modern medicine. However, my parents thought God was angry. My father built a small temple of a goddess to please her. Further, he donated $700 to another temple. I was furious. Many rituals that didn't make sense seemed unnecessary to me. It created quite a rift between my dad and me. Questioning things that I couldn't make sense of was unwelcome. I realized my openness with men was frowned upon. I felt my own people treat me as an outsider, while sadly in America, I am a foreigner with an accent. I've spent 13 years of my life here. I feel like this is the land of my labor. However, I am on a visa and could be kicked out of the country anytime. In such a case, I have to restart my life all over again. But where would I go? 13 years spent in America has shaped me as a person forever. Nepali society considers me an American pariah, and Americans consider me a girl who came from a foreign country. The fact that I have built my life here on American soil does not matter. I am still a foreigner. Now I am stuck with this tragic question. Who am I? A Nepali? Or an American? Where do I belong? This quagmire of questions revolves around me every day, leaving me lost and unable to find my identity.